So hey guys, and this is my first ever PC build. So I was so excited to build this PC. Fun fact, this PC has been already built. Unfortunately, I didn't build it because I was scared. This was my first ever PC and I don't want to do anything that could break, and it could be a lot expensive for me. So yeah. So in this video, I'm gonna tell you my experiences on building my first ever gaming PC build, and later on in this channel, I'm gonna tell you how to build your first gaming PC build properly. So let's begin. So now it was time to build my PC. So first the processor goes inside the motherboard. So first the latch inside the motherboard is lifted up, and then the processor is gently placed, and then the latch is closed, and then the processor is installed, just like that. And now it was time to install the RAM. The RAM is placed in the DIMM slot and then firmly pressed so that the RAM is installed, and then the same procedure goes to another RAM. So that's how both of my RAMs are installed. Time to install the SSD. The SSD is placed inside the NVMe slot in the motherboard. It is always best to do in the top slot of the motherboard, and then it is locked by the easy latch in my motherboard, so it's easy to install. And simply the heatsink is placed on top of my SSD. It is that simple to install an SSD. In the meanwhile, the radiator is being prepared. All three of my fans are being installed in the radiator, and the pump is gonna be installed on top of the CPU. The standoffs are being installed in the cabinet to install the motherboard. Now the motherboard is placed in the cabinet and it is fixed by screwing it to the standoff which we installed early on. It is time to install the radiator inside my PC. The radiator is simply screwed in the cabinet, and then the pump will be installed shortly. It was time to install the pump of the AIO on top of the CPU. The pump already has pre-installed thermal paste, so we don't have to worry about applying external thermal paste. The fans which were included in the AIO were installed as intake on top. It was time to do the cable management. Unfortunately, I didn't have any footage of installing the power supply, but as you can see, the power supply is installed. And now it was time to do the cable management, except one wire which was gonna provide all the current to my GPU, which is not installed yet. It was time to unbox the beast of my PC, the RTX 4070. The unboxing experience was just so premium, at least for me, and it was so amazing. The feeling of looking at your GPU for the first time is just so amazing, and nothing could beat it. In this moment, I was holding my GPU for the first time with my hands, and look at the reaction. I was so happy doing that. I wanted to do something in my PC, so I decided to install the GPU with my hands. And it was scary because I don't want to do anything that could damage my GPU, and it was the most expensive part of my PC. And I successfully installed the graphic card. And the last step, plugging the power cable to the GPU. And that's it, my PC build is finished. And as for the finishing touches, I installed all the tempered glass in my PC. The moment which I have been waiting for finally came. So I powered on my PC for the first time, and I was mesmerized by the beauty of my PC. And the RGB was just so amazing for me when I saw it for the first time. It was the best feeling ever you could get. So let's start with the specifications of my PC. So first, the processor. The processor which I used in my build is i5 13400F. Unfortunately, I don't have the box of my processor because I left it at the vendor, but it's alright. So the processor is i5 13400F. So this is the beast of my PC, the RTX 4070, especially from ASUS Dual OC. And this is the most expensive part in my PC. It performs so well and gives me enough frames to get immersive experience in my games. The RAM I used is 216GB XPG Lancer 6000 MHz DDR5 RAM. So I was initially planning to go with DDR4, but when I went there, this convinced me to buy DDR5. But yeah, this is the RAM. So this is the motherboard which I used in my PC, and this is Asus TUF B760M plus Wi-Fi. So this is a DDR5 motherboard which has PCIe 5.0 support. So if I upgrade to any GPU earlier in the future, this serves me well, and this is more than enough for i5 13400F. So the storage which I use for my PC is XPG Gamix S70 Blade 1TB version. So this has blazing speed of 7000 Mbps read and write. So my PC boots so quickly using this SSD. And for now it's just 1 TB and I'll upgrade in the future. So this is the power supply which I used in my PC, and this is from Corsair, and this is Corsair RM750E. So this power supply is just fabulous because it's from Corsair and it's from RM series. It is 80 plus gold and fully modular, and I recommend you guys to build your PC with Corsair RM or HX series. Don't cheap out on power supplies because it is going to provide all the stable current for your PC. So the cooler I use for this build is Corsair H150 RGB. So this is a budget AIO, but the cooling performance is so great. But the one thing I didn't like in this AIO is the lack of IQ support. We don't get the support of Corsair IQ in this AIO, so I use this with a software called Signal RGB, and that RGB software is so amazing. I can control all my peripherals with it. If you want a detailed video about Signal RGB, comment down and I'll do the video. Last but not least, the cabinet. So the cabinet I used in my build is from Phanteks Metallic Gear NeoCube 2, and the fans which I used in this build are Cooler Master MF120 Halo RGB. So these fans are aesthetically pleasing and performs very well. So I bought these fans and I use these fans on my radiator because it performs more well on radiator. And I place my fans on top for intake, and these fans act as an exhaust through the radiator. So this is my setup, and it costed me around 1,72,000 rupees. That is expensive, but it is completely worth it. I have been waiting 6 years to get this PC. Right now I'm 16 and I have been wanting to get a PC since 10. The 6 years was totally worth it because the budget was just increasing gradually and it came to 1,72,000 finally. But is it worth it? Definitely. So now let me share my experiences of building a PC in a store. So I didn't build it by myself, so I built it in stores. So the place which I built my PC was Nakoda IT Hub. It is in Ritchie Street and I loved the service there. So I went there and asked my specifications and asked the prices of the parts and negotiated a bit, and they accepted all the negotiations, and finally they gave a free mousepad. So this is the compliment they gave me. This is Galax Demos Lux R. This is a RGB gaming mousepad and it's a hard gaming mousepad, and yeah, it's free, so I don't have anything to say, but it's great. It costs around 1,200 in India and they give it as a compliment. So I love the service of the shop. So after the PC build was done, it was time to power on my PC for the first time. And the aesthetics, the RGB of my first gaming PC was amazing. So for the people who have built the PC, it might not be a big deal, but for the one who has built the PC for the first time, I have been mesmerized by the RGB of my PC. And then we started to set up our PC. Unfortunately, I didn't have any footages of setting up my PC setup, but it's alright. So after we finished setting up our PC, it took me around 2 days to completely set up my whole PC because of all the softwares I need to install. And then it looked fabulous. So it is right now in the initial state. I'm gonna be upgrading a lot in my setup. So yeah, this is the initial state, and subscribe to know all the upgrades I do. So I upload all the shots in which I do the upgrades. So yeah, stick around in my channel to know all the upgrades, and I'm gonna help you to how to make your setup look more clean and aesthetic. So after I finished up all my setup, it looks like this. So that's all for today.
and thank you for sticking around till the end of this video. And in this channel, I'm gonna post all the upgrades which I do in my PC, and I'm gonna help you guys how to build your first ever gaming setup properly with great aesthetics. So stick around and subscribe to my channel and comment how the video was. Thanks for watching.